Guys, welcome back to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. I hope you've had a fantastic weekend. I hope that you enjoyed. You had time to relax. Please tap like and subscribe. If you don't mind, it helps us out a great deal, helps get us out there. Okay. Guys, this moment is connecting everything in crypto right now that we are watching. We're getting ready to launch a supercycle bull run. This structure is locking into place in all facets. For the first time in modern history, banking, regulation, liquidity, technology, blah, 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 capital markets, they're all lining together here. This is why this moment matters so much. It's never happened before. This is why the next cycle is not another rally. The halving cycles are done now. We're all done now. We're ready for super cycle now. Now crypto solidifies itself. So to speak, it solidifies itself. Welcome into the channel, guys. Let's rewind this whole thing, guys. For years, crypto was treated as something adjacent to the system, next to it. Interesting, an interesting little toy. Largely speculative, outside the walls. Right, that era is over now. A major global bank is now operating on blockchain rails, not testing. Morgan Stanley just launched a digital wallet. A real digital wallet. They're not piloting, they're operating real wallets now, real private keys. And it's not simply digital money, it's actually blockchain driven. On-chain addresses, real crypto custody, real on-chain settlement. This just happened, by the way. Inside regulated banking, they just launched that. That single fact that it's never been done in history, because when the banks operate on-chain, blockchain stops being theory. They're literally using it, literally. It becomes plumbing now. This is the same transition the internet made back in the late 1990s. This is the point we're making here before the tech boom. Yeah, everything locked into place before price took off like crazy, and it looked like a nothing burger too for a little while until it started kicking finally. Let's look at the first thing, guys. The internet moved through inside enterprise, not hobbyists. Crypto already did pass through that phase years ago. Banks built custody, tokenization rails were interwoven. Okay, settlement pilots ran quietly behind the scenes. People didn't know. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Hope you had a great weekend. Welcome to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. We are looking at this next super cycle in crypto ready to kick off. Legacy companies, of course, adopted IP, Internet Protocol, not a product, not as a product, but a feature, as infrastructure. Remember? That's exactly what's happening with blockchain. This is how it's always ever done. So it always happens underneath everybody's noses and everybody can't get rich off it. Hidden, abstracted, embedded tightly. Yes, capital markets understand. Rero, what's up? Guys, what we see now in real time, welcome in Rero. Welcome everybody to Crypto Info. Guys, spot ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, spot Ethereum ETFs, 5XRP spot ETFs now. Institutions did not allocate on belief. They go for the math. They're making money. It's already happened, by the way. That layer, that regulatory shift, that layer already happened. The Genius Act's already passed. Now we're waiting for Clarity Act, and that's coming very shortly. It's coming alongside of it to work with it. Okay, they're going to work together, of course, not to restrict, of course, but to define custody, define settlement as well, define market structure. That's what it's going to do. It's not accidental. It's all happening at the same time. Regulation is no longer a headwind. It's a tailwind. It's a runway. Yeah. Capital does not enter uncertainty. Capital enters clarity. Clarity is now being written into law. At the same time, institutional players are piling in, of course, as we've seen. Asset managers, custodians, banks, funds, not just dumb money like us. We're dumb money. We're nothing. Retail's nothing. Stop. Put the ego down. It's about institutions. This is not retail leading institutions. This is institutions building rails. First, retail always follows infrastructure. Now let's zoom out to the macro layer, which is PMI turning up, manufacturing stabilized, service expanding, of course, new orders improving. PMI is telling us this. The numbers always turn before the crypto and most liquidity sensitive assets class on earth turn. First, we see that turn. So we're looking at PMI turn. At the same time, M2 money supply we've been talking about is expanding again forever. They're injecting liquidity into the market. It's critical. Every major crypto bull market followed global M2 expansion. Okay, halving's fine, but it doesn't always. They always follow these. Liquidity. Yeah, Federal Reserve does it again. Liquidity facilitates. Repo support. Treasury backstops. Stealth reflation. Markets do not trade speeches, they trade flows, guys. And liquidity is flowing back in a major way. A major way. Now, the final phase, most people are missing, of course. The 4-year cycle of Bitcoin is over, and the charts show that it is over. The charts prove it is over. Each halving produces smaller returns, longer cycles, and lower volatility, more stability in the crypto space. Higher correlation to global liquidity. Bitcoin is no longer a supply shock asset. First, it is a macro liquidity asset. Now, ETFs changed that. Derivatives changed that. Institutional scale changed that. That does not hurt crypto. It liberates it, guys. It solidifies it. You understand? Brings it into the mainstream. Makes it be. You're not going to see the 2017, 2018, spike. You're going to see an extended spike. Guys, when Bitcoin stops dominating the cycle, capital rotates, and that's what we're getting ready to see. Utility does matter, and utility is getting ready to drive this thing. Yeah, settlement matters. Liquidity efficiency matters. That's all markets are, liquidity, once you understand this stuff. This is why the cycle will not be narrative-driven, guys. It's going to be utility-driven. Payment rails, the plumbing behind the scenes, settlement assets, bridge liquidity. Anybody paying attention to this stuff? Tokenization platforms. I know you're paying attention. Is anybody paying attention to this, though? Let's stack all this together and pay attention to what's happening here. Banking on chain, ETFs absorbing flows. Thank you, studio. Regulatory clarity, PMI tuning, turning up now, M2 expanding, the M2 money supply, Fed liquidity leaking in as well, halving dominance fading. Can you put all this together? Is everybody paying attention? That combination it creates a super bull market, it creates a regime change. This is why 6 to 7 trillion crypto dollar bull market cap is not unheard of coming up. It's early infrastructure repricing. Global financing moves trillions per day, guys. Crypto settling a fraction of that changes everything for our stock or crypto prices. Yeah, this is blockchain becoming financial infrastructure now, guys. Welcome to the channel. Welcome on a Monday morning to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy, guys. Boy. Starting gun is now fired on this stuff. This is what I'm saying. From here, the question is not if crypto grows. The question is which asset benefits from banks' liquidity and regulation aligning like the most. Which one takes off? This is the super cycle coming here. Cryptos didn't just get adopted. It's got operationalized. Operationalized. That's the word. It got operationalized. The way everything gets operationalized because what it means is it got put into play. It got set into place. Just the way Amazon and all the others got into the hearts and minds and wallets and computers and cell phones of everybody. Uh-oh, he's going to do it. Yeah, that's my 5. That's my 5. Those are the 5. That's how they do. That's how it's always ever done. If anybody's paying attention, you will see. Everything gets rolled out this way in our world. You have to get into the hearts, the minds, the wallets, the computer, and the cell phone of everybody. And once you do that, you've got the gatekeeping control point of the human. Now you're controlling everything. That's, not controlling, but you're influencing in a monstrous way through these channels. Because this is how humans make their decisions. What's in their heart, mind, wallet, cell phone, and computer. Those 5 things. I've never heard anybody say that before, but I'm saying it. Anybody paying attention to the world and what's going on and how this is all done? Meaning the Matrix played on you? Everybody watching this whole thing take place? Amazon gets in there, tentacles, all established and everything, and then turn it up to 2. Maybe turn it up to 3 with another program, which is Amazon Prime. We're going to turn it up to 5 or 6 with Amazon Prime. Ooh, now we got Amazon Prime. See, Hook's digging in more deeply and deeply to the point where I can't live without this. This is a monthly bill. It is what it is. I got to pay my Amazon bill. It is what it is. Cell phone? I just have a cell phone bill. It doesn't. Did you just lose your job? Unless you not have. It doesn't matter. I pay my cell phone bill. I always have a cell phone. It is a monthly bill. Period. Food. Oh, I gotta eat. Gotta eat for sure. It's a monthly bill. Yep, it becomes a monthly bill. I hope everybody's catching what I'm throwing down. Once we get with a product or a service, PayPal, Venmo, once we get into the hearts and minds and wallets and computer and cell phone of the human, do you get it? You get the product into the heart, mind, wallet, computer, and cell phone of the human. Now you got all the gatekeeping points. I've never heard anybody say that. Why aren't people saying what is happening right in front of our face to all of us, and we're playing this game and we're not saying it out loud? We don't want to see such truths. That's all that ever happens. We simply latch on to the things that do that. Okay? The Amazons, the Teslas, the Nvidias, the blah 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 blah. The Ripple XRPs, the XLMs, the etc. Get into the hearts and minds, kind of like for free. Oh, open source, no problem. It's all that's always ever done. Get into and embed into the hearts, minds, wallets, computer, and cell phone of all the people. Oh, but these go to 11. You start cranking up that notch, but doesn't. Why don't you just make 10 the highest number? But these go to 11. And you crank that notch up. Once you're embedded and you're in, then you start cranking up the volume, offering programs and things like this that we just simply can't live without. Oh my goodness. See what I mean? Anybody paying attention to this? To how this is done? Anybody paying attention to how and why crypto is going to the moon and what projects and why? Because of where the world is going and the plumbing that's being created by VeChain, XRP, XDC, XLM, HBAR, so on and so forth. Literally, the plumbing is being created for VeChain, its supply chain, and so on and so forth, and also tracking and medicines and things like this. But with XRP and the ledger and XLM, the Stellar Lumens network and what it provides and offers amongst other things, basically instant financial relief if you've been in a disaster. Instead of waiting days to get your money and clear through the legacy financial system, you go ahead and just get your money now because you need it because you just had an earthquake or something. So anyway. I ramble on these things because I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Never buy or sell anything is what I say or do. This is for informational, educational purposes only. Sometimes a little entertainment. Marty, welcome in. Welcome in. Let's take it to 11. Let's take it to these things go to 11. Rero says, let's tank. Guys, we're going to tank our way right to the top. If that makes any sense. It really doesn't, but we're going to tank our way right to the top. Don't roll over a bunch of people while you're doing it now. Be nice. All right. Welcome to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with the host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Let's get over to some markets because we are ready to go to the moon on crypto that the world doesn't see because the world doesn't understand. There are some weirdos who actually do. We are ready to go to the moon on crypto. See what we're creating? See this? See? And we're going to do that leg up as we do. See, we're creating that right now. We've been creating it. We're creating another one. Now, at any time, of course, we know. Look at where we are here. Everybody paying attention? Look at the huge mouse. Everybody look. Look. See the large mouse? Pay attention. Look at. See the big mouse here? See that huge mouse? All right, look at where she's pointing. See, we're creating what we created over here, a little bit here. And of course, we took a dip down. And we could do this. We could dip down further. We could dip down lower. We could. And extend this wedge out until we kick up past, see the mouse? Past this point. See? Everybody look at the big mouse. See it right here? We'll pop back past that point because this is about 4.2 trill. We'll go past that point up here to about 5 trill, 6 trill, 7 trill. If we extend this out, it'll be somewhere up here, but it'll be out on the line out this way, over to the right. We're looking at sometime this year in 2026, we start making our leg up. That creates another one of these nice little mountains. See? See the little mountain? See this little mountain? Let's go to the mountains. See the mountain? See? Now look at, draw an ascending line where the top touches on these puppies. That one's not making it so nice. She's going like that. Now, can that line change, and can you be left in the dust and we not touch your line? And can she far surpass this high here at 4.2? This Rocky Mountain high right here? Yes, definitely possible. Oh, crap. Thank you, studio. I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't screen sharing. I apologize. Okay, so my apologies. Okay, so look at the big mouse right here, and then look at this inflection, this point right here. That is akin to this spot, which could mean we're going down. It also could be akin to this spot, which is a down and an up. It could be akin to spots like this. See where the mouse is over here? And then we take another leg up, plateau, trade sideways, in other words, another leg up, trade sideways, not higher lows here, but still, okay. But dipping down and then trading sideways in this huge wedge right here, until we jump up. And then we take our dip down, correct, and this is the phi ratio in action. Phi ratio tells that we go back up again very shortly past this spot. Everybody look at the big mouse. Everybody see that big mouse? Look at, I'm going to plant it right there. See that point at 4.2 trill? 10.5, first week of October. We're ready to shoot well past that. So we're going to 5.6 trill very shortly here on the crypto market. It's not going to take too long. You heard it here first. It always does this. It always does this right when people see, what is he talking about? This whole thing's over. It's a nothing burger. That's when it always happens. Because if it didn't, everybody get rich and everybody be able to call this stuff. It always happens when you're least expecting it, although the memory is short on most folks. This is what happened last time. This is why I brought up the episode today. We're at the inflection point for short-term memory. Remember the Saturday Night Live, Mr. Short-Term Memory? Remember he's in the hospital, the guy's legs broke. He's like, well, you got a broken leg there. Oh, jab. And he forgets like 2 seconds later. He's like, so what happened to your leg? And the guy's like, what? This guy's got short-term memory. Hello for short-term memory. Not that it's you guys out there. That anybody who's dumb money, who's retail, short-term memory, forgets how the markets are always ever manipulated. By the way, let's talk real quick about silver. How it's at $71 and it's going to probably about $2,000 coming up in about I don't know, some months, because now they have to actually have the silver now. Oh, now things change. See. BIS changed things now. Tier 1 assets. Remember we're covering it. Remember who covered it first, Hulk and some others. Very interesting stuff. Other news. What is going on with Jake Claver and Zach Rector? What are you guys doing? Be nice to each other and don't mess around with people and be truthful and honest. And that way we don't have to have lawsuits and people get cranky with each other. If you say things that are the truth, then say the truth and be nice and kind. And I hope that's what everybody's doing there. I'm not going to get involved. I don't know what they're doing, except for I just saw a $30 million lawsuit got slapped on Zach Rector by Jake Claver, and I thought they were buddies. So I'm confused. But anyway, how about we be nice in the world? Let's not, let's play nice with each other. I know things happen, and I'm not getting involved with it. Like I said, I do not know. You hear me not stating any details. I've been learning about it, but I will not discuss what's happening with it. I wish those two well. Please, let's be kind to each other. Let's be kind to crypto. Let's keep crypto on a positive. I know that things can happen. We want to keep a nice name with crypto and keep a positive outlook with crypto. Let's be nice to each other. Let's not mess with each other. Let's be kind. And that's what I'll say about that. Shabba-labba-labba-labba. Good morning this morning. Art Caffeine, good morning. Marnie, good morning. Oh, boy. Yeah, apparently, well, I'm not going to get into it because people are like, now you got to tell us what happened. Yeah, you're going to have to find out. You're going to see it all over YouTube. You know. I hope these people are okay. I really wish people well. I really do. I never like to see dissension. I never like to see strifing with people. I like to see people be kind and nice to each other. I like to see people state the truth. I also like to joke. You'll hear me joke about people, but I'm simply being a joker. We've got to be careful about how we talk about people and to people, especially when you have a voice on YouTube. So Never pointing any fingers with that at anybody. Interesting that I said that because I'm being very careful here that I will joke about Mikey Saylor and things like this. But guys, we have to be nice when it comes to people's on the internet and what they're doing and their reputation, you know. So anyway, getting back to Mikey Saylor. No, I'm kidding. I love Mikey Saylor. I love everybody. I love the truth too. And Bitcoin is not a store of value. You're not going to convince me otherwise. You're not going to tell me the sky is green when it's not. Dictionaries exist for a reason, and we have vocabulary for a reason. Yep. Anyway, moving on because the studio is going to get up. Wait, what happened, studio? Huh?
Sometimes the sky's green.
Oh, sometimes the studio reminds us, of course, that weather patterns are such that sometimes the sky actually is green. Right before it hails big hail, the clouds usually get green. So nice point, studio. Thanks for pointing that out. Marty says screen share. Oh, thank you. Yes, apologize for not pulling my screen share, guys. Good morning, Tanka. Says Art Caffeine, and good morning, everyone. Good morning, Mr. Art Caffeine. And good morning, Rero. Best regards to you, Miss Rero. I believe it's Mr. Rero. I'm not positive, though. It's funny how I don't know the gender of some folks. And I'm like, hey, dude. Like, actually, I'm a missus. Good morning, says blah, blah, blah. Good morning from Albuquerque. I must have taken a wrong turn. No, you didn't. You're exactly where you meant to be. They shouldn't. What? They should just take it to the octagon. Octagon. They'd be in there for a decade if they did that. Look it. We don't promote anything like that on the channel. We like to see individuals being fun-loving and hugging and being brothers and sisters and kind, and that's who we are on the channel. Now, have I joked about a cage match with Pajama Guy and the others? Yes. Okay, fine. And the Fat Backpack Guy. Yes, I have. But you know what? I'm joking, and this is for sense of humor, entertainment purposes only. I hope you're having fun, because I'm having a frickin' blast. Throwing out little innuendos and wondering if people know that I'm talking about the guy who said he never ate any meat, he's a vegetarian, he's eating all the meat in the closet, stuffing his face with meat. Can't get that big, not eating meat. Come on now. You ain't kidding me. Shablablabla says, I think Trump coin, I can't read because I'm old and I can't see. I think Trump coin is going to screw us for the Clarity Act and won't get it passed until 2029. I don't. I appreciate your opinion, blah, 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 blah. And I never wanted to discourage you from giving your opinion simply because I happen to not agree with that opinion. I don't agree. I think this is all shooting tips. It's an interesting point, and you could be right. I don't think so, but you could be right. I don't think so. I think that, okay, hang on. Blah, 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 blah says, but I hope it passes, even with the stupid banker exceptions. We need it. Okay, well, yeah, but I mean, okay, well, now look. Let me go CEO for a sec here. Let me go CEO. Hold on. Now look. Now listen. Now look. Here's my opinion. Here's crypto now, right? Everybody sees this, right? See the big old wacky. Here's crypto now doing this leg. Almost similar to Fat Backpack Boy. Similar to here. Right? And not too dissimilar from a spot like this, but it's not coming after a long drawdown like we have here, a fast drawdown. Okay, so when it comes to that, folks are going to say, well, okay, well, if you come back to our last hike right here and our drawdown, our correction here, look at what we're doing. And now we build up here to a height that, of course, sends us past this height here. Okay, checking that we're making higher highs and higher lows, but then when we come here, we're like, oh, it looks like we kind of stalled out and went down. No, it looks like we went up, but we're doing it again. We're going to repeat and simply stall out. We're ready to shoot to the moon on an ever-increasing higher high and higher low cycle, a super cycle, hitherto which the world has not seen. No one has seen this before. What happened, studio?
Your dragon dragging something around with your mouse. It's getting my eyes
Oh, we're getting buggy reflections with the mouse. We're saying.
when you're dragging something with the mouse.
Gotcha. Complaints from the studio. Not coming across nicely. Let's get back on the month here. XRP on the month. Would you just, well, thank you. Would you look at the spike and now look at the drop? Now go on the all. Oh, we got a few of those. Huh. I wonder what's going on. Of course, obviously, it doesn't look like Bitcoin. That's kind of weird because Bitcoin looks like it keeps going up like that in a trend. And so does the entire cryptocurrency market cap. Market, if you look at it, at least coming back this far. Look at it. It keeps going up on a trend. We can almost like draw an ascending line here and it'll bump that top. That's weird because it ain't doing that with XRP now, is it? No, it's not. It's very weird. Spikes up, goes down, comes up during the bull market 2020, 2020. And then it trades sideways and jumps with the Trump pump. Yeah, okay, great. Does a correction. Looks like the Eye of Sauron right here. Massive spike and dead cat bounce. Goes back up. And now we're going to bump dead cat bounce again. What are you trying to tell me on XRP? What I'm telling you is we are going past these points coming up very shortly to $5, $6, $7 coming very shortly in some months this year. And here's the thing. Here's what folks are not understanding about a super cycle and about the super cycle we're about to see. Here's what folks are missing. Ready? The insane price action, meaning upward price action in XRP and these ISOs, happens slowly, boring, slowly. It's a nothing burger. I guess you guys were all wrong. For the longest period of time, we're witnessing it now. Whoops, I guess you shouldn't have put your money into crypto. Uh-oh, that was a nothing burger. Big mistake. Don't you feel stupid? Oh my gosh, see, because it's all about silver. Silver's cranking. They can't paper trade anymore. Boom, it's all about silver and gold. Gotta stay correlated somehow. So gold's going to frickin' 5 grand, 10 grand, 20 grand. Silver's right behind it, going to frickin' 2 grand. We all know the truth. Anybody who's paying attention, now you know I'm over the target. Now you know I'm over the target. I hope you are. I hope you're paying attention to what's happening in metals markets and so forth. Oh boy, hope somebody's holding some silver out there. And I hope you're holding it yourself and you're not holding it paper-wise with a bank, because they're about to just give it to you for the price it's worth right now and say, see you later, we can't play that game, because they can't fractionally reserve it anymore. Tier 1 asset now. Anybody paying attention to this? Oh, I was going to ask you if anybody paying attention, but I don't ask silly questions like that anymore, because of course you're paying attention. What I'll ask more specifically and accurately is anybody paying attention to this stuff? Anybody got any crypto? Never financial advice on the channel. Don't ever buy or sell anything because of what I say or do on the channel. That'd be foolhardy because I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. This is for informational, educational purposes only, and sometimes just a little bit of entertainment. It just depends, all right? If I'm feeling fun loving or not, all right? Sometimes I'm entertaining. Boy, that's a good shake. Dang, that's a good shake. All right, here's the deal. When it comes to crypto, by the way, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Welcome back to Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Obviously, drinking the Kool-Aid. There's no question about it. He's obviously drinking the Kool-Aid. There's no question. Boy, that's good Kool-Aid. Let's get to comments. Anybody who can't see this, I had somebody in the comments responding to a video we just put out. And by the way, so you know, we're not doing long form videos for a little while. We'll do them here or there. We're backing off of that and doing more lives for a little while. But heads up for you that on this point, I get someone in the comments goes, "What bull run?" I'm thinking, here we go again with the dumb money. Guys, don't be dumb money. Be smart money. See? You want to be smart money. Let me stop yelling at everybody. Oh boy, I've been yelling. Oh, I put these on. I find out how much I've been yelling at everybody. Guys, don't be dumb money. Be smart money. Right? Institutions are buying right now like a son of a gun. Because they're smart money. Because they shake everybody out. They shake out all these long positions. And then they buy. They la, what did they buy. That's what they do every time. Don't you see it? I know you do. Come on now. Let me get the proper glasses. Oh boy. Oh boy, I hope everybody's paying attention. Now, Rero says, I bought silver in case the world gets crazy. Well, if somebody bought silver, silver's about to get crazy because they just made it a tier, well now, gold and silver, tier 1 assets, according to BIS. You're not going to be paper trading. You got to actually hold it. You can't go fractional reserve it now like you could before. So now it's a different game when it comes to silver. It's about to realize its real price over these next months. And so is gold, because you need to have the correlation purchasing power-wise between gold and silver if you guys do any research on this stuff. Go research and find out the truths. The truths. Go find out the truths of how all this stuff works. When you do, you will see silver's about to shoot to the freaking silver moon. Silver moon. We're going to get a silver moon. Nick Bowling says, where are you at the top? What are the top 2 things to watch out for? Clarity, war, Epstein, etc. Yourself. That's it. That's all you watch out for, Nick. Who cares? Don't worry about it, bro. What you watch out for is yourself, is that you don't take these, is that what you're doing is you're not taking these and sitting on them. That's what you watch out for. You watch out for it, you take this out and you start playing games. All right? There's a good quote that came through this morning to my feed that said, when your ship hasn't come in yet, create a lighthouse. Is it not so? While you're waiting for crypto to come in, do what the tanker's been telling you the entire time. Be a beacon of light and create literally a lighthouse for yourself. You are a lighthouse. You are. Stop trying to go up to her in the bar or whatever and get her telephone number. She was not looking at you. She was looking and smiling at the person behind her. Her friend just walked in. She wasn't looking at you. Stop it. Oh boy. I hope we're having fun. Anyway, let's get back to comments. I'm trying to help you. What do we watch out? Okay, let's get back to the honesty of the question. I know you forgot your tea, and it's okay. What are the top 2 things, Nick asks? And by the way, welcome back in, brother. And rock on. Oh, hang on. 2 things to watch out for. Clarity, war, the weird guy, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I don't know what to watch out for. Watch out for yourself that you don't screw up. If you're doing that and trying to watch out for that stuff, that means that's what tipped me off and said, uh-oh, we got a runner. We got someone who might, you know what I mean? You don't need to watch out for anything. Who gives a crap? Hold your stuff. When the market tells you it goes up high enough for you to grab your gains, grab gains and grab them on the way up. And at the top and on the way down. And that's not financial advice. That's how investors do it. That's for informational, educational purposes only. And sometimes just a little sprinkling of entertainment. Anybody awake yet out there? You getting the same games played on you every single time. They do the same crap every time. I'm going to start getting pissed. Let me go on a rant. Anybody paying attention to how they whip you around like a wet dish rag every single time? What do you think Bitcoin is? It's a piece of garbage. It's created by the man to actually be able to manipulate the crypto market, which they knew they couldn't stop. They knew this stuff is, they wanted to create it. Well, once it was created, like, oh, this is a bigger animal than we thought. What a manipulation tool. Holy Christmas. And we can manipulate it all through Bitcoin. Anybody paying attention? That's literally all that's happening. Bitcoin is the tool to do. Now they can't do it with silver and gold anymore. Anybody ever stopped to, because of now, anybody paid attention? You guys figuring this out? Anybody ever stop to think why we'd go back to 1971 kind of stuff, and reprice and come back to not being able to fractionalize gold and silver and paper trade the crap out of it and stuff. That it has to be, hey, if you're saying got it, you got to hold that gold, you got to hold that silver. Anybody wonder why we'd go back to that right now? Anybody got a light bulb going off yet? Why would we do that? Because that immediately it does not compute in my mind's third eye. Once I heard they were doing that, I said, no, wait a minute. We don't go back to better for the people like that. And it's a better situation for the people. It's more honest and everything. That don't make no sense. Why would you be doing that? Oh, because you got to do that to corral all the little dogies in, which is all the real world assets, all the metals and blah, 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 that you actually literally own and have to account for them before everything gets kicked over to then real world assets being tokenized on blockchain. And now we have the different, okay, so you got the class real world assets on blockchain that we own and we all have accounted for. This is all my gold, this is all my silver. These are all my cars, blah, 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 blah. But then we have all the tokenized real world assets on chain that are literally all the things that exist out in nature that I also want to stake claim to, but that's got to be a different category. In other words, all the blades of grass in that field right there, each one on chain, they're all mine, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that's out there. And do you really own that land or whatever? See, so you got different categories. But before you can go tokenize the whole entire planet and the entire universe on blockchain, before you can tokenize the whole real world of them, you have to make sure you account for and have stake and ownership in the tangible real world assets first, so we know those are yours. And that's what's happening now and why they're going back to connecting. And I ain't heard nobody say that, because this told me, and I think I'm right on that. I hope the video gets out there. I might have just said a little too much truth. Anybody seeing the truth on that? Why would you think they'd go back to it? So that we can account for it now on blockchain and add a whole bunch of other fluff that we derivatives typey. You know what I see what I mean? Futures derivative type stuff. That's just a little bit out there nebulous out there somewhere. Nah. Anybody getting this? Y'all, anybody smart? Let me ask that. Everybody smart out there? Look it, don't say that to people, Tank. It sounds like you're making fun of people. I'm not. I know you guys are smart, because if you're watching me, you're smart. If you can hang in and watch me, you got to be really smart. Because I am over so many people's heads, it's ridiculous. And they're like, it happened, what he said. It didn't make sense when he was saying it, but that actually took place 3 years later. How the F did that guy know that? Yeah, take a look at the BIS, says Rero. Only physically, it says holding the silver. Right. Gotcha. Look at the BIS and what they're doing. It's very true. Rero over to Target. Blah, 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 blah. Says, I'm considering just holding what I have, DCAing occasionally, and distancing myself completely from daily crypto news. XRP will moon before I know it without the stress of hourly check-ins. Exactly. Now you're catching on. Look at it. Here's the thing, guys. Crypto ain't meant for everybody. Not everybody's meant to travel the Oregon Trail. Not everybody's meant to have a crypto channel. Not everybody's meant to yap about it 24/7, wake up with it, sleep with it, eat it while it's trading sideways, being down for so long. They're just not meant for it. It's okay. It's okay. Go to sleep. Wait, what's that song? Wake Me Up When September Ends by Green Day? Yeah, wake me up when September ends. Yeah, just go to sleep for a month and then wake up and then just look at it. Yo, what up, Hollywood? How you doing, dog? Hollywood's a male, I can say that. I know Hollywood's not a female. Sometimes I do that. Sorry, Mrs. Loopy. I was like, yo, what up, Loopy? What's up, dog? And she's like, I'm a middle-aged female. It's Mrs. Loopy. I'm like, oh, crap, sorry. Rero is the man, yo.
He is a man.
Don't worry, we heard you, studio. Don't gotta say it twice. No, I was gonna say, I hope you laugh at that. We got studio cracking up. Now look it. I'm gonna go CEO on you real quick. This is where the Tank gets into danger, gets into problems, because he gets a laugh and then he thinks he's funny, comes out with some stupid crap. All right, here's the deal. Oh, don't worry, I know how to check myself. All right, here's the deal. You got Cardano coming in at 38 cents. Why would I say that? You got Stellar Lumen coming in at 21 cents, almost 22. Why would I say that? Don't worry, you'll find out in a second. Why would I say Hedera Hashgraph is at 11 cents? Why would you say that, Tank? Don't worry, there's a point coming. Zip your yapper and hold for it. Patience is a virtue. XDC is at 4 cents. Why would you be saying that, Tanker? Like I said, hold on 1 second, all right? Now XRP is at $2. Okay. So what's your point? Well, my point is, and it's easier to do it here so I can keep scrolling. Here's my point. And it's not financial advice. This isn't financial advice. It's for information and education purposes only. Never buy or sell anything because what I say or do, because crypto is very risky. You can lose everything, your socks, your shorts, your pants, your glasses, everything in crypto. So you better talk to your financial advisor before you go make any moves on crypto. All right, now, here's my point. Here's my point, boy. I was talking to myself, by the way, when I said that. So don't think I'm getting fresh with you. All right, 38 cents on Cardano. Kind of don't really care about XRP right now. I'm sorry to say that, because it's not for this exercise. To ever say you don't care about XRP is going to make a lot of people very sensitive and aggravated. Calm down. I didn't mean it like that. Don't worry. We still love XRP. All right, now let's get to... internet computer. Okay, I could throw ICP in there, but I'm not going to for the purposes of this exercise. However, I will throw the old VeChain in there for sure. And I will throw Algorand in there. Hold on now. 1, 2 for Algorand. We have an average as of right now, and I'm simply, I'm almost through here. We have an average of 62 cents for 1, 2, 3, 4 that I've laid out. Let me grab one more. Hold on now. I don't want to grab quant. Oh, here we go. XTC. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Okay, so an average of 13 cents. An average of 13 cents for XDC, VeChain, XLM, Algo, right? Thank you, Studio. Algo, IOTA. Okay, the average of all those that we all Cardano, ADA, that we all say are future crushers in this space, that we know are interweaving or dovetailing with existing legacy systems and are only being chosen by more and more of them as we move forward, as crypto interweaves, intertwines, interlaces with existing legacy systems. Very elegantly and quietly behind the scenes. Elegantly. For 13 cents on average. Are you serious? That means if you did your calculator exercise and I decided I want to take some of my, never financial advice, if I decide I want to take some of my 401k or whatever and say, you know what, slow mover, don't believe in you anymore, garbage, let me go take 90k of it, I'll still stay positioned in the 401k. Let me take 90k of it, and instead of buying a Bitcoin, why don't I go buy some of these ISOs on the average of 13 cents per and gank myself 692,000 coins of a mishmash of these ISOs that y'all be yapping about on the channel. Let's call it 690,000. All right, that's a calculator exercise. I got 690,000, and it's never financial advice. What happens is, on average, all them things went up to like $7 on average, because some went to $20, 25. Some only went to $3. A couple of them went to $9. So it was like $26 or something. Just pick a number for Christmas sakes. It was something like $26. No, it was only like 24 or something. I don't know. It went to like $24, all that. You know how much I made? Take a guess. You don't have to. It's on the screen. I made 16.5 mil on that move because I mishmashed between the ISOs. And they went to $24 on average over some years. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, I grabbed myself 16.5 mil. And then I paid taxes and I paid the exchange fee. That's never financial advice. That's for entertainment purposes only. That's my entertaining calculator exercise, which I think I'm going to create as a segment. It's my fun little calculator exercise, because here's what happens. If people pull the calculator out, they'd actually start investing their money. What? Wait, what? Yeah. Once you pull the calculator out and start punching numbers, the people will actually start investing their money. They're afraid. You're afraid. I'm calling everybody out. You're afraid. You're afraid to learn about money. Because if you've not learned about it and you're old and you feel like you're a disgrace because you haven't learned this, and how shameful that I've not learned money over all these years, who cares? It doesn't matter. Let it all go. That's your ego talking. Go learn money. Go figure it out and go learn it. I hope I inspired you today as a beacon of hope and a beacon of light. And I hope somebody is seeing the light on the calculator exercise where I just took 90,000 and instead of grabbing a Bitcoin, that's probably going to go 2 times or 3 times its value, right? So take a Bitcoin and even if if Bitcoin went 5x from here, you're looking at almost $500,000 Bitcoin, right? Right. So if that's the case, then you just got to back out your 90,000 you put in. Don't forget. So I got to back it out of that money before that I showed you on the other exercise. But still, so you look at essentially about a 4x if it did that. So you made 360 grand that calculator exercise on Bitcoin. Good for me. What would I rather have, 14 mil or 360 grand? Bitcoin is a distraction. It's a diversion. It is a diversion. You know who else thinks we're going into a super cycle? This dude named CZ from Binance just put out a tweet that we're going to a super cycle. Only thing is, he don't know what he's talking. He's saying that it's going to super cycle because of Bitcoin, which Bitcoin, I guess, will lead the way. We're about to see something a little different. You know how we always have that Bitcoin run like a son of a gun, and then it all goes into Ethereum, right? It all trickle down economics, and then it all trickles after that into all the altcoins. We have our lovely altcoin season. Yeah, everybody pays attention to how those cycles go. Don't mean we have to have the same cycles again. People tell me to slow down because I'm talking too fast. I got to slow it down. I think I agree. I don't want to bore people. I want people to flow. I want people to have an interesting, quick, take on crypto. I don't want imagine if I was a channel that talking like this and how freaking boring. Come on, we need those spaces filled with the Frankers Yapper, the Tankers Yapper. All right, here we go. Big crypto, what's going on with XRP? XRP, guy sounds like he's a horse announcer. You're darn right. We got 400,000 XRP trading the past minute across this planet. Here are the wallets right here that are doing it. And here is my huge mouse. What did he just say? I said my huge mouse right here. And here is all the crypto moving. Look at this. Look at it all running over to the Pacific Rim, the MENA region, and also the U.S. And also here in Aussie, Australia, we got some going over to straight up South America, it looks like. Straight up going to Africa, of course. We've got some going to Mexico and Canada. We're not seeing it right this minute, but if I leave it up, we will. Look at these numbers. Would you just look at the movement? And it doesn't mean they're 100% accurate. We get a lot of complaints about people saying, oh, Fiat leak is not a... Fiat leak is fine. Fiat leak is accurate enough for me, man. Here you go. Trading in the past minute, rocking the house. Get yourself over to Asteroids, what I call Asteroids or Fiat Leak, and check this madness out. It'll show you real time what's trading. It's pretty cool. Check out ADA. What's trading on ADA? In wallets right here. In the past minute. Jeez. The world's thinking ADA is something worth trading around. 150,000 trading in the past minute of ADA. U.S., some going over here, and just a little bit coming over to Asia Pacific region, a little bit going to the MENA region here. Interesting. Okay, I find that interesting. If you don't, I don't know what to say. But I know this guy says that we're getting ready to go into a super cycle. The Binance founder stated, that a super cycle is on the horizon, providing optimism for the crypto market. CZ drew attention to how major U.S. markets are accumulating Bitcoin, which is bullish for the market. Van Eck has predicted a Bitcoin rally to 2.9 mil by 2025 as their base case. 2.9 mil. Nice try. I doubt it, and you're so full of crap. I could not even tell you how in my opinion, that is such a crappy outlook. In my opinion, I have every right to give my opinion. I do not agree with that whatsoever. How silly to me is that statement? Wow. Let me get off nonsense before I get aggravated and say something I shouldn't and get to the real stuff. I would like to know current XRP spot ETF inflow numbers. What are they? Oh, let's see. Weekly 43 mil. CoinGate. Here. Yeah, 41 mil. Looks like that's what's being. Total AUM 165. Let's see. Am I still on my share screen? Yeah. 781 million XRP locked. I am saying we are on our way to billions locked. And what a cool site, by the way. ETF tracker. Franklin Templeton accounting. Let's run through this. 7.15 million XRP volume coming in. Latest close Friday, January 9th. Franklin Templeton with its XRPZ spot XRP ETF coming in at 4.29 million. Capital inflow and 188.99 thousand shares of XRP being held. Bitwise coming in at number 2, 1.5 million, 64.2 thousand XRP shares being held for its XRP. Cool name, just simply XRP. Canary Capital coming in at number 3, 744,000 for the week. 33.5 thousand shares of XRP held with its XRPC. Grayscale coming in at number 4, 340,000 past week. XRP in capital inflows and 8.4 thousand XRP shares held by GXRP. Number 5 is Rex Osprey, 276,000 in the past week, and 16 capital inflows and 16.1 thousand shares being held by XRPR. And then, of course, we have Toxer, which sounds like, that's a weird name. It just makes you think of toxic. Maybe they did it on purpose. Why are you doing Toxer? Why are you doing that? 21 shares, 6.6 thousand in the past week, capital inflows, and 325 XRP shares. Now, interesting, 21 shares. You going to start playing this game, or what's going on here? Because that's a, come on now. Let's push. Let's get the salespeople out there. Come on, let's get them numbers up now. 21 shares. All right, anyway, come on now. Week 2 of net inflows, 14.34 XRP, up 14.34 mil for the week 2 inflows. We're up 14.3 mil. Love it, love it, love it, and that's what we're looking for. Now, let's get down to some more interesting business here. This site is freaking cool, by the way. Very cool. Total inflows, 39.16 mil. Total outflows, 24 mil. So a net total inflow of 14.3 mil. Week 1 closed at 766 million. Total XRP locked. Friday, January 2nd, holdings 175 million by Canary, 21 shares holding 136 mil, Bitwise holding 132 mil, and Franklin holding 122 mil, Grayscale holding 123 mil, Grayscale holding 122 million, and Rex Osprey holding 49 mil, Bitwise Index holding 27 mil. Let's go ahead and tie up this XRP and create some pressure. Huh? This site is so cool. Check it. It keeps going. Here we go. XRP locked in ETF vaults. Real XRP held in custody by each ETF issuer. Number 1, leading Canary Capital XRPC is holding 180 million locked up of XRP. Bitwise holding 144 million. Coming in at number 3, Franklin Templeton's XRPZ locking up 134 million. Grayscale locking up 130 million. 21 shares is locking up 118 million. Rex Osprey 46 mil. And Bitwise Index locking up 27 mil. Quite a bit of XRP being locked up. They didn't tally it, but I'll do it real quick. Okay, they did 781 mil XRP locked. We're heading towards a billion XRP locked, and before you know it, we're going to take off and be at a bill, 2 bill, 3 bill, 4 bill, 5 bill. Before you know it, we're going to see a scarcity situation take place, which is just a little bit different from a bunch of Bitcoin wallets holding massive amounts of Bitcoin, and we're calling that it's tied up at any time, ready to be dumped on the market and send it to zero. Bitcoin, close enough. You know what I mean? Different with this. This is money being held by institutions for real reasons that needs to be held there and stay there. Can't somebody, a massive whale, just go, you know what? No, willy-nilly just going to sell it all. No, it's being held there for spot ETFs for a reason. Ain't going nowhere. Locked up, child. You get it? Anybody paying attention to crypto and how this works? And it's not even that difficult. Look at the difference between a speculative asset like Bitcoin, not a store of speculation. We've ran through it. And it running and going to, let's say, a mill or whatever it goes to, based on that and based on it dominating so much of the market and so many massive large players having so much control over it because they're holding so much of it, and it's only ever just sits in a wallet. It doesn't stay locked up. It's simply the hodl factor. Well, that person they could change their mind at any time and dump all this Bitcoin back on the market. Do you get it? Not the same thing when institutions are holding these things for spot XRP ETF for spot ETF purposes. Do you get it? Oh my gosh, it's a completely different situation. XRP required for the liquidity of the system, the grease of the system. Okay, I understand it's sourced off exchanges and doesn't need to be held by the institutions to do that. Not in the beginning, but later it will be. It does become that. It becomes that as it's the liquidity and the grease for the system, there's so much of it required as year after year goes on that it becomes so valuable. Liquidity is everything in the markets. And if XRP is the liquidity, do I need to tell you the rest of the story? You don't need to go to MIT to figure the rest of that one out. And it's not simply XRP. It's a system that's being created with blockchain technology that has a smoother, faster animal that brings legacy systems from operating as a plane flying around with 2 twin prop turbos and chicken feathers flying around in the back and this cargo plane. It ups that to a zippy UFO with anti-gravity. Anybody paying attention? Yes or no? Anybody paying attention? We're about to go to a crypto currency and a blockchain bull market super cycle, hither to which the likes of which you all ain't never seen. I am seeing the truth of this, and you guys probably don't see it. My emotions don't tell me this. If I listened to my emotions, I'd be doing what 80% of retail is doing. What do you mean bull market? There's no bull market. I'm about sick of this crypto stuff. I think I'm gonna get out. You guys were all wrong with this stuff, see? And once that point hits, which is the point we were at with 1999, that anybody's old enough to remember, is about the time once everything has been laid and they got into the hearts, minds, wallets, computers, and cell phones of everybody. Do you get it? You need to embed your technology first for free. I don't want to say what I was going to just say, but you know who else plays like that? Bad people that play like that. They give you for free, then they start charging you. Right? Right. So get into the hearts and minds and wallets and computers and cell phones of everybody for very minimal cost, but offer a great service or product that I think I really need as a consumer. Now what you do is once you're embedded, you turn it up to 2. You turn the volume up to notch 3 with another program that you launched. This is awesome. Amazon Prime, whatever. Turn it up to notch 7. Anybody paying attention yet? This works the same way every time. Embed into the system, into the hearts, minds, and wallets and computers and cell phones first of everybody, and then start but these go to 11. Why don't you just make 10 be the highest number, and then that's the loudest, and then just that's the loudest it goes, and you make 10 be the highest number. But these go to 11. You get it? I think I'm Nigel from Spinal Tap. But these go to 11. I'm like, doesn't anybody see this? But I made mine go to 11. Turkey Base, welcome into the program this morning. Martin, welcome in. Don't worry, you are never late. You arrive exactly at the time that you wanted to arrive at, or else it wouldn't have played out like that. You get it? Anybody get it? Everything is playing out exactly the way it's supposed to play out, or else it wouldn't have played out that way. Everything is unfolding perfectly. Don't you get it? Don't wish the world to be something that it's not. The world is what it is, what it is. This is why people can't be patient with markets, and they can't wait for the stock they've chosen or the crypto they've chosen, never financial advice, to do what it does in the real world, and it always is going to give you your price action last. Hang in there. Never financial advice. Happens same way every time. Then you get the gains after. First, get into, with your product or service, into the hearts, minds, wallets, cell phone, and computer of the people. Those are the gatekeeping points. Once you get in there, now you start turning up they turned up to notch 7 with like Amazon Prime. Free delivery, oh my God. Now you get to the point now where you can't live without Amazon. It's a monthly bill we've acquiesced to. Cell phone. Just ain't going to live without that cell phone now, am I? No, you're not going to. You're going to pay that monthly cell phone bill. I don't care who you are. See what I mean? Get into the hearts, minds, computers. Well, that is the actual thing that time with the cell phone. But you know what I'm trying to say. Venmo, whatever it is. You get into the hearts of the banking apps. Oh, but it's so convenient. I just go on my banking app. Boom, 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 boom. Get into the hearts, minds, wallets, cell phones, and computers of the people, and then start turning on your products. Start turning up the dial. I hope everybody's paying attention to how the world works. Let's get to comments. I'm ready for you. Don't worry, I already see you. Don't worry there, Ranger. I already see you. Please tell me this is not another stonk, I think you mean stock market or crypto pumping channel. It's not. Please tell me this isn't another commenter coming in trying to rattle the presenter. How about get your butt out of here if you're a knucklehead? It's not your average channel. It's the one crypto channel you never thought you'd find. It's the one with the courageous one. Yeah, the truthful, courageous one. That's who you found, Ranger. Who do you think you are, Ranger? Why don't you please tell me you're not some other blah, 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 blah. Don't come at me with that crap. Get the heck out of here. Who do you think you are? See what I mean? That's who you got. So if you like me, subscribe and hit the like. If not, get out of here. All right. Ranger, I ain't playing no games there, Ranger. All right? This is who you got on the channel. You finally found the truth. You finally found the truth of crypto. Pro metals, actual money, he says. Me too. We like gold and we like silver a lot. We also like crypto and AI. We don't like a fake US dollar. That's who we are. We don't like Jerome Powell coming on. Let me take glasses off for you, buddy. So you know who you just found. We don't like a Jerome Powell getting up there and telling us that the Free Open Markets Committee, the FOMC meeting, are rates being held to 3%, and their dual mandate goal is to keep inflation to about 3%, and robust labor market numbers is their other goal, as he clears his throat and lies to the teleprompter. All right, that's who you got. You got somebody who's sick of the crap, Ranger. No, it's not another pump channel. It's a channel that tells you the truth about crypto and stocks and where everything goes. And if you're paying attention, you'll see, Ranger and everybody else, that what happens in markets, whether it's a new asset class such as crypto or an old asset class such as NASDAQ or whatever, that doesn't experience thin liquidity anymore, if this guy knows what he's talking about, I'm telling you right now, Ranger, you're going to be surprised at who you just found. Frankie don't play no games, son. I'm in truth, and I'm fun-loving, and I'm nice too, by the way. And welcome to the channel. Let me be kind. Here's the deal. No, you didn't get. You see how I don't like that? I don't like the average pumper on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. So now let me say this now. Now that Jake Claver's doing his thing, and he's going and suing Zach Rector for $30 million, bobbity baba, and Zach Rector's going, ho, 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 hang on now. Why are you coming at me like that? And you got people doing things in crypto. I will say this. I don't care what these knuckleheads be doing in crypto. No, I'm kidding. They're not knuckleheads. But they're good, kind-hearted people. And I really don't care what they're doing because you've caught the person that is probably, I would venture to say, the most truthful person you might have ever found in your life. Because I'll tell you this, if the ISOs and XRP, I found out tomorrow that they're all crap, I literally would turn tail immediately and say, I am sorry. My channel is now not going to be this because XRP and the ISOs are garbage. See what I mean? That's who you got. So, yes, it is about metals. Yes, it is about also palladium. It's not just about gold and silver now, kids. Now be careful. You got a bunch of flying under the radar that's required for all of these systems and computers and cars and blah, 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 blah. Now, who's paying attention? Everybody is. What are you paying attention to is always my question. Ranger coming in with some more. Welcome into the channel, Ranger. You caught the tanker. I'm so glad that we finally get some excitement on the channel. Seth, welcome in, brother. Welcome in to the peeps. Welcome in, Hollywood. I will get to your comments here. Let me refresh my chat. Tanker is blah 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 blah. Says, I know. Sorry, let me get back to this one. I missed. Oh, Martin. Crap, I missed you. Welcome in, Martin. Turkey-based welcome in. I'm buying this fine Monday morning XRP HBAR XLM ADA. Says turkey-based. Guys, in my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. Anybody who does not grab the ISOs. Oh, hang on, Ranger. I got to tell you who you found. Hold on. Ranger's got coming in with comments more. I got to tell you. Hold on. Don't worry, Ranger. It's not. I'm pre-cell phone, old, good times back then. Says Hollywood. Oh, good job. Nice, Hollywood. Okay, now we know who we got with Hollywood. Pro Metals, actual money for sure, Ranger. No doubt about it. Ranger, physical or paper shit? Well, they just, now you know that this just happened now. Now we're going to see silver crank because now they're not going to be able to do the fractionalized holding of silver now. They can't paper silver or gold now. Now it's, see, silver and gold ready to go to the moon. And then in order to keep prices proper, there's supposed to be a correlation. Purchasing with gold and silver, look at, they're trying to keep that like kind of, you know, because there's a whole thing with that throughout history. And look at that go bye-bye. But they're going to do what they can. That's going to go up because it's got to stay correlated. And they can't play their game anymore. They've got to hold the gold and silver now. That just happened. Today's the first day. I don't know if anybody realizes that. That just happened, BIS. That went into play today, Monday, today. And it's going to start taking effect. You watch, silver and gold going to go crazy. Can you explain the difference between money and currency derivatives? Yeah. I mean, what do you mean by money, though? When you say money, are you talking USD? What are you talking about? Explain to me. Because currency derivatives, as far as I'm concerned, are what's going to change this whole thing with Treasury and what they're doing with crypto, in my opinion, and the debt. What do you mean by money? What do you mean by money, Ranger? And I'll answer you. All right, so the bottom line here, all right, studio's coming back with coffee. Guys, the bottom line here is, Ranger, why don't you answer me this question? Answer me what you mean by money, but let me ask you this question real quick, and I'll answer you. What is your opinion on all of the ISOs and where we're going with them interlacing with our current banking system, our legacy system? Who are the players that will interlace in 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years? Who are 1 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 10? That's what I'm always going to say that. Hey, by the way, here's who you're dealing with, just so you know, Ranger, just real nicely, since you're fresh and new. About 6 to 8 months, and I'm not bragging at all, I'm telling you the truth, about 6 to 8 months before anybody even mentioned ISO 20022 on the internet, on YouTube or anything, and I'm not kidding you, before it was mentioned once. 6 to 8 months went by, and I watched all my crypto people, and you did too, and so did everybody else. But I had already sat on the couch one Saturday morning, and I asked this right here. You know what this is? I asked it. I missed Bitcoin and I missed Ethereum because my friend told me, but I asked this to please kindly tell me the truth about crypto. What is the next thing in crypto? And so what did I do? I Googled it. And when I Googled it, about 8 or 9 down the list on Google, ISO 20022 popped up. Banking, payment messaging. And I said, okay, that little thing. And it said, that's the one right there. You asked me, I told you. You going to listen or not? So I listened. And I went deep down the rabbit hole. And I went researching that morning. And I went on to Binance.us and I started buying some cryptocurrencies. And what did I buy? I bought the ISOs. And then some months went by. And I'm watching the channels and they start coming on with, hey, you know, this ISO 20022 messaging system. Some of the channels did, 1 or 2. And I thought to myself, is this actually a thing? I don't understand. Like, is this ISO 20022 thing actually a thing? I don't know. And so the wife says to me, didn't you, once they start mentioning it, she goes, isn't that what you said you bought? Those ISO 20022 coins? I said, yeah, I did. She goes, why? How did that happen? This is a thing? Because they're all talking about it. And then they really started talking about it. And then it became the thing. And then the papers. And then the blah, 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 blah. That's who you found. You found the whack job that used Third Eye to find the ISOs 6 to 8 months before anybody mentioned it. And then the wife goes, you know what? Maybe you want to think about having a YouTube channel, start telling some people about this stuff that's happening that you're seeing. I have nothing against Brandon Biggs whatsoever, but come on, dude, okay? All right? I mean, is that what's happening? Are you using your Eye of Horus, your third eye? Is that what your God is telling? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Brandon Biggs, is that what you're trying to say? Answer me back, dude. I'm not saying he's full of it. I have no idea about Brandon Biggs. I know that I keep using this and it keeps telling me the truth. So I found the ISOs before any of you influencers found them. Any of them. Before they ever talked about it, at least on YouTube. Maybe they found them early like I did and they kept quiet. I could be off with this. Maybe they all found them too. But anyway, that's the channel. That's who we are. That's who you're dealing with. That's crypto info. Yeah. Anyway, I'm a little knucklehead too. There's so much that I don't know about crypto as well. There's so much I don't know about Forex markets as well. There's so much that I don't understand about the whole game of money. I'm learning. I'm trying. I count on the community to help me and to help educate me in this game. So please help me. All right. So Ranger and Seth. We covered Seth. We're back to Ranger. Ranger's going to tell me USD is not money. Agreed. That's what I thought you meant. It's a derivative. I agree. 100%. Exactly. That's what I thought you meant. It's being used to exchange into metal. Exactly. But the user turn out the power. Right. About the money banking system. We have to use financial fractional system or wait, hang on now. About the banking system, we used to have fractional reserve banking of 10%. It's now 0. That's after 08, pretty sure. Their shackles are off. True, I agree. Banks run would be hilarious. Yeah, I agree. Because there's nothing there. I agree 100%, dude. 100 effing %. Yup. You're over the target, dude. Thanks, Ranger, for coming in and joining. Sorry I came at you a little bit. I get a lot of crap in comments from people like, I hope this isn't another blah, 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 blah. It's like, how about piss off and don't come at me with nonsense? But you're cool, dude. Thanks, Ranger, for being cool. I love you, buddy. And I love everybody. Even if you weren't cool, I'd still love you. But thanks for being cool. Sorry if I flew off the handle on you. Sometimes the tanker shoots first. Don't shoot first, tanker. Be nice to people. Blah, 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 says ISO 20022 is a messaging protocol. XRP is not ISO 20022. The XRPL is beneficial for crypto to TradFi and between diverse assets to make messaging consistent. Shabba showing your stuff. I bought 3 silver. Good on you, shabba for owning your crypto knowledge. I bought 3 silver 1 ounce kangaroos for $3 in the early 2000s, and they're listed at 100 but they're about to go to $1,000 each. Never financial advice. The APEC market this morning, this is insane. The Delaware has lost so much value. Guys, we're about to see a breaking point with the U.S. monetary system, the U.S. dollar. We all thought they couldn't kick the can down the road anymore, or they could just keep kicking the can down the road. Have we hit at a point, an inflection point, where the can, I'll ask you, because you guys know. Shabba and Ranger, I know you know about money. Answer me that, because I've been wondering this. Have they now hit a point, an inflection point, where they cannot kick the can down the road anymore reasonably? It just simply doesn't make sense anymore. They could do it, but it just ain't gonna work for them anymore. They're like, done. We've made our last play on that. We're switching this thing all over to blockchain technology and real world assets being tokenized on the blockchain. We're going to get rid of all this debt too at the same time. By the way, before you do that, we better send everything back to the way it was, pre-71, to make sure that the gold and silver actually represent what people are holding, because then after that we have we've assigned it and we have allocation, we have proper assignment and no holds what. Now we pull everything else onto the real world assets, tokenize them on the blockchain, meaning every blade of grass, every leaf on the tree, every single thing in the world. And by the way, 2 separate categories: a category for everything that I don't necessarily own, but I want to stake claim to it out there in the world, that's tokenized on the blockchain. That blade of grass over there, it's like, nope, sorry, that's on Mr. Jones's property. You don't, that's his blade. All right, well, I want to have some ownership to it, though. I want access to it. Well, he wants to sell you some access to those blades of grass. They all add up to each one's 0.000000001 cent. And when you add it all up, that whole field's worth, $50. Not bad for that 1 acre. And we use this to extrapolate, well, more than extrapolate, we use this as metrics to actually create a tallying a credit value system, that's ran on blockchain with real world assets that are not owned by you but are out there and you can get access to them. And then of course all the real world assets that are tokenized on the blockchain that you literally own the physical piece of them as well. This is where this is all going. Have we hit a breaking point with the U.S. dollar not being able to kick the can down the road anymore? They hit a point where it doesn't make sense. They could, but it doesn't make sense. So what happens? Enter blockchain technology, dovetail it all together. Give me your opinion. Do you think the tanker's over the target, or is he just some crazy guy? I might be over the target and be just some crazy guy at the same time. Who knows? It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive, tanker. Now let's get to these comments. Shabba says, hold on. Oh, first we got Ranger. Ranger says, I said that tongue-in-cheek because I saw multiple crypto and stock channels this morning, but rare talk of metals. I know why, because that just happens, because they fly under the radar and they lie while they buy. This cryptocurrency's garbage. Well, interesting. Then how come 1% families you're backing up the truck? Beep, 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 beep. Ooh, that was a high pitch. They don't sound that high pitched, sorry. But how come you're backing up the truck on those projects? Oh, someday they just might be worth something. Interesting, because I just heard you bashing them. I just heard you bashing the crap out of them on your mainstream-owned news media outlets. And now I just saw the trade, though, and you're backing up the truck and buying them. I'm getting it does not compute. How come they lie, well, they buy? Now that's my coin. I got to coin that. Mrs. Loopy, welcome in this morning to the channel. Ranger says the U.S. Oh, hang on. Let's get to Seth. Let's finish up Ranger first. Jeez, I better pay attention. Okay, he said that tongue-in-cheek, says multiple stock channels are running around. The difference between money versus currency should be taught in grade school. Agreed, but they don't want to do that because if they did that, then you wouldn't have a whole bunch of people existing on the planet accounting for 85% of the humans, like what you have on this channel, who are wise and understand and how it all works, and then they don't get into debt. They're not, they're not pieces of fodder for the powers that be to leech off of, and you got nobody to feed off of. You know what I mean? You got to keep the order right, brother. You know? I mean, geez, I'm not saying I agree with it at all, but that's the truth. Now, come on. Agreed 100%. Why aren't these basics being taught in the school system? Because they don't want to free the people. Seth says, Jerome Powell and Mr. Fauci get to conveniently retire. Exactly. After years of spreading lies. What did he say? You can't get me on that. You didn't hear what I said. You couldn't say what I said. I said spreading why? After years of throat clearing, Jerome Powell is deciding to... My colleagues and I, with our dual mandate goal to keep inflation below 3% and a robust labor market. Yeah, he got to retire. He got to retire. That throat clear is what he got to retire. Yep, the U.S. is over the hill and we've crossed the point of no return, says Ranger. 38.5 trillion debt, 40 to 45 bill printing minimum per month. This country is sunk. There's no question about it. Why do you think Trump came in to pull his moves? China metal... Why do you think all that started with tariffs and everything else? Saw the writing on the wall. He's like, this country is literally sunk unless I make some moves. Anyway, China metal move January 1st and India AG money again in April. Shabalabalap says, but you also be tokenized and your ID on the ledger with digital ID. Somebody talked to me about the AG mural in the representation mural over at the airport there, over in Denver. Anybody remember that whole thing? And then what happened with that? That was weird. That was creepy. What were they prophesizing with that mural? Shabalabala says you will also be tokenized and your ID on the ledger with digital ID for all this to work, unfortunately. Well, I don't know if that has to be. I don't know if a human ever has to ever be ID'd. A human can stay separate from all of this. This human will, or this human won't be playing ball. I bet there's too many people who feel that way. The human will disagree. The human will stay separate from all of this. All the real world asset and tokenization and IDing and everything else will stay separate from all of this. Does that mean there won't be a digital ID? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not crazy. You know, if a big, huge, stinky elephant's sitting in the room and it's definitely happening, I'm not dumb. I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to say that's not happening, okay? So, yeah, it does look like we're going to digital ID, unfortunately. It does look like that. However, Shabba says, you'd be talking about for all this unfortunate. I know. I hope that's not true. Rero says, meet us with your studio crew. Rock on, Rero. I would love to meet you. I'll meet anybody, anywhere, anytime to have a huge party. A huge, awesome party. Rero, what you talking? Meet us with your studio crew. Talk to me more. What do you mean? You guys are very smart. Love the channel, says Mrs. Loopy. I heard about ISO 20022. Hey, Mrs. Loopy, you're also very smart if you're on this channel. You give yourself some credit now. You're on the channel found these crackers. You know that you be smart because we're cracking it live every day, man. Cracking open the truths. I heard about ISO 20022 several months, but Tanker explained perfectly. A little owed me. Thank you. You're awesome. Never demean yourself. Never. I understand you're looking to be humble. Look it. Somebody once said being humble doesn't mean to demean yourself or to talk less about yourself. You know, it means simply to just don't talk about yourself so much. That's a lesson I need to learn. The wife tells me every day. So does the channel. You guys, yeah, thank you. I mean, introduce your studio team to us. Oh, gotcha. Oh, studio team. Oh my gosh. Studio team prefers to remain quiet. We've chosen to put Tanker out as the face. In case we blow up and get large, studio crew does not want to be noticed and become get any level of fame whatsoever. I'm not saying that we're going to do that. But if we do, Tanker has agreed to take on that burden, because there's a burden if you walk into a place in public or you go somewhere and they're like, here's that guy or here's that girl. And it's kind of annoying and nobody wants that. And Tanker doesn't want that either. So you know. But yeah, studio doesn't want it. But anyway. Shabla blah 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 says finance. Welcome in, Art Caffeine. Welcome in, brother. Finance isn't taught in schools because you need to drink the Peruano. That's correct. You need to have somebody go ahead and pay the the toll fees. I hope you are right. I don't want to be in the beast system either. And shabalabalaba, we don't know. And all you can do, or I can do, or we all can do, is hope that we're making sound spiritual decisions. We do the best that we can. We do the best that we can by being as honest as we can about decisions we're making and moves we're making and where we are with the world and our understanding. It is what it is. Should I be playing ball with money? No, I really shouldn't be. I should be out in the woods living off the land only, not touching money. See, I should be in a monastery somewhere, eating bread and water, not dealing with money of the world. That's what I really should be doing spiritually. But I've chosen to live in the system and live here in Colorado. And I have chosen to play ball and touch this nasty little critter that we call money. It is what it is. It has an energy, moony money. It has a moon energy. Not get into all of it. It's all code. It's all done for a reason. Not get into all of it now, but this moony money energy is a thing, and we all know this is true, who know the truth. So, without being weird, it is what it is, man. I mean, what am I going to do? Go live in a tent out in the woods off rabbits and things and forage vegetables? Never touch money? No cell phone, no nothing? No. See, I live in the world. I live in the system. And if you live in the system, you do the best that you can to do the right thing while doing what you have to do to play by the rules. You got to do what you got to do if you want to live in the system. Otherwise, go out living in the woods somewhere or go to a monastery. Know what I mean? This is what I mean about Tanker spitting the truth. You just spit the truth. It is what it is. I mean, come on. You want to make the best spiritual move? Go to a monastery and stop touching money. Stop driving your car. This is all dark stuff. Computers, it's all evil stuff. You know what I mean? It's not natural and holy. It's not. You know what is? A tree and a blade of grass. Could be a blade of glass too, because lightning can strike and hit sand and create glass. So that's natural. See, so only natural things. So anything unnatural is dark, and you decided to play this game, and so did I. So don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. You're not as holy as you think you are. You're playing the game in the world of money. If you were, you'd be a monk somewhere, or you would live out in the woods and never touch a device or any of these dark things that we all play with. So you've decided to play the game with it. And if I'm telling you something you don't want to hear, I'm sorry. I'm spitting the truth. Don't shoot the messenger. Truth can hurt sometimes at first. You're not being as holy as you thought you were. So you've already made certain choices. 'Tis what it is. Don't mean you going, oh, just going to hell. You're going to hell. I got a guy downstairs. He's going to come up with the Bible. He's going to be downstairs drinking 6 pots of coffee. He's a motivational speaker. Here he comes. Here he comes. His name, what the hell is his name in Saturday Night Live? He's been drinking about 6 pots of coffee. He's all hopped up and he wants to talk to you kids about your life. Now look it. Don't be drinking down the van down by the river. You know, I could pull that whole thing on you, but how ridiculous. Would you please wake up from your slumber? You're in a matrix. You're in a natural program. If you close your eyes and really depress your fingers like that for like 15 seconds, put your attention to your third eye with your eyeballs in the center of your head, you'll start to see the mystery unfold. I don't know what to call it. It's a mystery. First black and white, and then color. Black and white is all I see in my infancy. Red and yellow then came to me, reaching out to me, lets me see. Yeah, you ever hear that song by Tool? Yeah, anybody awake? Uh-oh, don't say too much truth on the channel, Tanker. That's third eye talk right there. So come to me with knowledge, come to me with kindness, come to me with whatever you wish. I know the truth of the existence because I saw it firsthand. When you see it, you'll know. You'll start to become just a little bit frustrated with those around you, but you got to let that go. Because once you see it, it does start to get very slow and sluggish and frustrating. Because you see the magic and know how to wield it, and the others don't. And they're caught in a slow play out of gravity. We've gone anti-gravity. With the pineal gland, yo. We've gone anti-gravity. My brother Art shouting out knows what we're talking. Yep, my brother Art knows what we're talking. Anyway, let's get back to comments after the crazy talk from the tanker. This guy's crazy. Guys, I've not heard anybody, and I love that you're not doing that. There's a couple things that we're talking about. And I'm glad you guys are choosing to focus on the content that you are. Art says, a great life is already here. Just be still and know. Open your mind's eye. Art knows. Hi, brother. Hi, fellow kindred spirit. We all are, but hi, fellow kindred spirit who's in communion with me and literally as a direct conduit and link in communion and connection with me. I see all the other ones too, and y'all see me too. Not the way that I see Art and not the way Art sees me so clearly. It's a thing. It's okay. It's not an exclusive club either that other people aren't invited to. Everybody is invited to this genuine, authentic communion with fellow brothers and sisters. Everybody's invited to the party. Yeah, I love you, Art Caffeine. You're the man, brother. Loopy, I love you too for throwing in a heart, meaning you're catching on to the game, what we're spitting here on the channel. Guys, in the end, all there really is ever is love and kindness and connection. All the strife, all the dissonance, all the chaos, all the hurt, the violence, the blah, 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 all that bad stuff is simply an illusion to see. I don't want to say the why. It's simply an illusion for many reasons. There you go. That's an illusion for many reasons. And you will find out what your reasons are as I have found out mine. Says, man must not live on bread alone, for sure, brother. And by the way, I love you too, brother Seth. These people are great that come into this channel. Jay, and by the way, if you're new, tap the like and subscribe because you have one of the most authentic crypto channels in crypto and one of the most knowledgeable. I am not going to sit here and say I know charts and I know mod derivatives and blah, 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 the way everybody does that are these master financial people like Sheckman and all these people. I do not have this financial background for years. I didn't go to school for economics. I learned this stuff about 7 years ago. I'm a contractor that runs a couple of businesses. I turned financial acumen probably just a few years ago. I started learning maybe 6-7 years ago, but I still didn't know diddly. I thought, I'm going to skate by with just knowing about some crypto. No, you need to understand about monetary system and markets and things and a little bit about charts to be able to do this. And I've learned only a little. I've not earned my stripes yet, I don't feel. I've got a lot of learning to go. The beast system, says Jay, the beast system is being born. Might as well kick it in the guts and make a buck while we can. Yeah, I agree. I mean, you said being born, and I'm not arguing with you. It's kicking into another level because look at all these 1930s and 20s videos and what happened in World War One and World War Two and blah blah blah, and it's all the propaganda videos and go support your country and that old time voice talking and all this stuff. They've been doing this stuff for years. They've been creating this system, but I agree with you. The beast, guys, this is the beastly place. The earth is a testing ground, and if you think there's not a connection with numbers between what Tesla was saying, you want to understand the mysteries of the universe, understand energy, sound, and vibration. But he also said the keys are 3, 6, and 9. Oh, when you start understanding all that out and understand that carbon is the element that rules life here, essentially rules life here, and it has 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons in its elemental structure. It is 666, all that is earthly or beastly here, and that we're the third planet from the sun, number 3, the third rock from the sun. Interesting. Why is it always then that magic is always number 7? Like anything associated with magic or mystical, like the 7 dwarves and the 7 signs and the 7 chakras and blah, 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 blah. Why? Because when you take a circle, any number leading up to 9, when you take a circle, 7 is the only number when you try to divide it into 7. You cannot divide it into equal parts. 7 is the only number. 7 is the number that, when it comes to the interplay of numerology and the connectedness of the human being with the universe and the ultimate, that's the insertion, of course, of intention or man's will or a magic intention or a spell or an incantation. That's what 7 is. I thought this was a crypto channel. This channel is to educate and teach things you didn't understand that were flying in front of your face in this matrix the entire time, including pieces I'm laying out now that actually govern this place, that Nikola Tesla was laying out to you for a little while there. Anybody still hanging with me on the channel, or did I lose y'all? Let me get back to comments. Oh my gosh, the earth is abundant and rich, says Art Caffeine, provides life and natural medicine healing properties. Yes, for sure. But how they must have set up an infrastructure that humans unfortunately have to participate. I know, it's so hilarious. Dude, I'm with you 100%, brother. Rero says you can't eat gold. Nice point. Nice point. Sha blah 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 says entertaining and informative. Thanks, Tank. I gotta run. See you. Sha blah 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 blah. See you in another show. Perhaps. God bless. Good to see you. Sha blah blah. Art Caffeine says the windows of the soul for sure. Love and light for sure, my brother. Seth says, oh, loving smiley eyes for sure, brother. We love everybody that hops into this channel. Marnie says, Art Caffeine, so true, spot on. Marnie gives the go-ahead to, Art gives the go-ahead to Marnie. I love all the kindness that we have invoked in our channel here. We pull up the kindness. We pull up the goodness. We know that crypto is only ever going to the moon here. We see the proof in front of our face, and we're not going to deny it. And crypto, to get back to the market, is now pumping. I knew it would if I just yapped for a little bit. Bitcoin's up to 91K. XRP now is making its way back up the mountain. And so are the others. Here goes crypto again. Guys, I hope you're not fooled. Cryptocurrency is simply the market. I hope you're not fooled. It's not going anywhere but up over these next months. Here you go. Bitcoin's starting to do its thing. We're starting to go green. We're not going anywhere but up. I hope you guys are paying attention. I hope you're enjoying your life. Don't expect crypto to save you. It's not going to save you. It's going to go up slowly, and then all of a sudden, and on some one fine day, just like what happened when I was sitting managing the TGI Fridays back in the day, many years ago, many years ago, I was managing a TGI Friday as a youngster, and the tech market went crazy. And boy, did it run. And I said to myself, boy, why are these 19-year-olds stepping out of Ferraris and such and Lamborghinis? They made all this money with this stock thing? Nobody ever taught me about that. My mom always told me the stock market was dangerous and it's risky and it's gambling. This is the kind of stuff they were playing. They made all this money on it. Nobody ever told my mom this. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow morning, guys. Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Kicking it to you live every morning. We don't play no effing games. If you don't want the truth, then definitely don't come to this channel. If you do, I pull the Hulkster on you. Pull the crypto Hulk on you. Takeaway sale. If you don't want it, then don't come to the channel. All right? All right. Goodbye. No, I'll see you in the morning. I love you all. I'll see you at 7 a.m. Don't forget, we're off to XRP Las Vegas, May 30th and 31st. Please join us there. Thank you to Sha Blah 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 and Rero and Marnie and Art Caffeine and Seth and everybody who joined us in here on the channel. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Colorado time. Don't forget, Morgan Stanley just lost the first crypto wallet. Go check that information out. Research that for the first time we have a crypto wallet, and research that silver can't be paper traded anymore. It starts on a Monday today. We're about to see metals go crazy. Have a good day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being honest and true human beings.